Welcome back to What She Said. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I could not wait to go live. Y'all saw the thumbnail. It's going down. It's going down. Welcome. Let me put on some music. We can set the vibe so we can talk. There are plethora of comments on various pages, but then there's some good comments on What She Said Sports page. We have different avenues to talk about this situation. I got some photos to share, a little tidbit of information to share. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. So welcome back to What She Said. I gotta play my intro song and give everybody a chance to join us. Okay. All right. So here we go. Now on the screen, yes, you see um 4 letters, right? And just a few days ago, I think on our most recent game night, and we don't even have game night. We just now play. We used to have game night on Friday, but now we just pretty much I just, we just play at random because we're starting to play more frequently. So this was actually a hashtag you had to guess, right? And somebody did guess it. So I put it back here because, it's relevant. So let's see if you can try to guess.
Yeah, welcome fam, it's a vibe. Break it down, talking sports, hard and hustle. Wear the crown, subscribe to the journey. Don't sleep on the grind. Hit the like button. Come on, don't be blind. Hit that like, don't be stingy now. Join the movement, let's show them how. What she said, we bring the vibes. Together we both reaching higher and higher.
Okay, all right, all right. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so you see 4 letters on the screen, right? When we played our most recent game night, this was a clue, and I brought it back out today because it ties into the topic of conversation that we're going to have. We're talking about what occurred yesterday, like the embarrassing behavior by the mother of star quarterback from the Washington Commanders, Jayden Daniels. Now, there are different people that took different headlines that said it was hilarious what she did. They didn't really think it was hilarious. It was hilarious in a very sarcastic way. People do what they got to do to actually get these headlines out. But by and large, it was embarrassing overall. So as you can see, you can go to the What She Said page, community tab, and there's a poll. You can take the poll, and others have already started chiming in. The question that I did ask was, how would you describe Jayden Daniels' mom's behavior after she disrupted Jayden from laughing and talking with Juju Watkins? Now, again, this happened yesterday at the game. It was a March Madness game. So, she saw her son talking to Juju, and there's a couple of different theories. People have asked in the comments, do you think that she knew that that was Juju Watkins? It don't really matter. Like that's just totally ridiculous. And then there's a take that basically says, okay, his mom is his agent. Oh, okay, and she's supposed to read contracts. And if I'm not mistaken, she didn't even get certified until after he signed his first contract. So maybe when he does his extension, she'll be around to negotiate that. But she did not do his rookie contract. Jada Daniels, I have talked about him before, saying that he went to Arizona State, right? And I talked to y'all about Herm Edwards getting publicly embarrassed and they fired him on the field. I talked about Jayden Daniels was his quarterback at Arizona State at the time. So Jayden cleaned out his locker and ended up transferring over to LSU. And actually, some of the guys were like, kind of making a big deal out of it at Arizona State because it's like it was done when without anybody knowing. And then Antonio Pierce, who was just recently, the head coach at the Raiders in the NFL, he was the recruiting person. So his mom is actually implicated in the whole recruiting scandal because she paid for tickets for Jayden to go to a recruiting visit, and her name is attached to it. It was supposed to be this big deal, but Jayden kind of exited the scandal unscathed. And it was all this was happening during the pandemic. So when I read about her being implicated in this, and I already knew about the recruiting scandal, that he wasn't supposed to go on this recruiting trip. Turns out she's the one that paid for the tickets. And I was like, now that I'm kind of seeing her personality, a little bit, I could kind of see how, she kind of maneuvered that situation. But like I said, Jayden came out unscathed, still got drafted top 5, I believe, went to the Washington Commanders. Everybody loves Jayden that I can tell. I think he won an award. I think, did he win Offensive Player of the Year award, I think, this year? His rookie year, almost making it to the Super Bowl, his rookie year. And most people agreed with his mom's take on him being focused his rookie year and not getting into like a serious relationship or sound like any relationship at all, right? Why? Because, she knew he had the potential. She knew what he wanted to try to get to the Super Bowl. And as he began to ascend and get closer and closer, I mean, yeah, I get it. Stay focused. Because, I'm a proponent that these guys should not be engaged. But I said they can have girlfriends. Come on, what are we doing out here? These first of all, they're grown men. Let's just be clear. And Jayden is 24. It's not like he's 21. He's 24. So, next year he'll be closer to 30 than he is to 20, right? So I never advocated that these guys should not have girlfriends. Matter of fact, I said, don't live with anybody. Let the girl she could leave a toothbrush over there if this is who you want to be with exclusively, but you don't need to get married. And we talked about Jalen Hurts, how he just got married. And the girl he dated, they went to college together at University of Alabama. But they waited until he had career goals that he wanted to reach, which was what? Obviously the Super Bowl, because he tied the knot not 30 days after the Super Bowl, or just about 30, 40, 45 days after the Super Bowl. So, that's called having priorities. But he also had a life. And it seems like Jayden Daniels' mom wants to snuff the life out of him. She doesn't want him to have a life. And for the person that asked, do you think maybe she didn't know it was Juju? I'm like, I don't think she cared that it was Juju. This is not about protecting a 24-year-old from girls. And I heard her interview a couple of years back when he was getting ready to come into the league. And she said that's what she was concerned about, girls. First of all, let's be clear. Women, okay? Women, not girls. These are not girls. Maybe at LSU, she could consider them girls. He's in the league. He's 24. Like, there's some of our guys coming out of Colorado. These guys are only 22, 23. He's 24, probably getting ready to hit 25. And one of the things about him and Juju is they both from California, right? So even if she did not know that was the best player in women's basketball currently in college going into the league, has over 1 million followers, represented by Clutch Sports. Everybody's can't be represented by Clutch Sports. I remember when she was choosing between Jay-Z's Rock Nation and Clutch Sports, and I remember her choosing Clutch Sports. This young lady has endorsements. She has endorsements with the likes of Nike, and she just signed an historic extension with Nike. She has not Chipotle. She has United Airlines. She has State Farm. She has NYX, the makeup company, and she looks really cute in the ad. She's on the cover of this magazine, of that magazine. I mean, she has Gatorade. She has everything you would want to have. She has everything you would want to have. And all of the hype that you heard about Caitlin Clark, you should be hearing about her, because it's not even questionable if she's better than Caitlin Clark. Hands down. Juju is the complete player. Some people have likened her game to, and this was last year, Michael Jordan, because she's a complete player. She doesn't just shoot threes, or she doesn't just play defense. She's a complete player. And if USC gets to the point where they take down South Carolina and they still not talking about her, then they're being quiet on purpose. So whether or not she knew it was Juju or not, it doesn't matter, because if she wanted to protect her son, She didn't have to embarrass him. And see, that's the part that gets me. She didn't mind embarrassing him. You know what I'm saying? Why you just didn't send him a text from wherever you were? When you saw it on the Jumbotron, why you didn't send him a text? Why you just didn't go down to his seat if he didn't answer your text and say, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Why you didn't do that? Why you had to make a spectacle? Because you want the attention. That's why your tatas was out. That's why they always out. This is the kind of mother that when he gets married to Juju or anybody else, she's going to wear white to the wedding. She's going to try to upstage the bride. And I know a lot of y'all understand what I'm talking about. That's who we're talking about. It's a mother who would do something like that at their son's wedding, would also come sit in between this young man and the woman he's talking to. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Okay, I need y'all to guess this right here. This is something that you say when, your behavior is untoward. This is what they say when your behavior is untoward. YDTM. If you know what it is, spell it out in the chat. We just played it last week, but some people might be new today. And y'all should know what it is, because this is what I would tell. This is what I already said about Jayden Daniels' mom and her despicable behavior yesterday. Despicable. If she didn't know the person that her son was talking to, why make a spectacle? Why go sit there like, oh, you're not going to take my seat? Why go sit there? What are you protecting him from if you don't know who the person is? Normally, you want to protect your children when they bring somebody to you and you do a background check and you like, let me talk to you for a minute. See, that's different. There wasn't enough time to do anything but recognize that they were on the Jumbotron. And when they realized it, they laughed it off. And here she comes. Oh, just making a spectacle and then pointing at the camera. She just wants to make it all about her. If her tatas were not, then I probably wouldn't even, I'd be like, okay, she's just doing too much. Oops, that's the answer. But with the tatas out, it just tells you, I want all of the attention. And I was talking to somebody earlier and I said, I didn't know Jayden had a sister because, you don't never hear about her. And, we were talking. I said, I wonder if there's something like, maybe the sister's developmentally delayed or something happened to her. You know how something happens to one child, so you become overprotective of the other child. We even went down that road. And I'm like, okay, I'll give you that. But why was her behavior such a spectacle? Because she wants the attention. So we're going to rule that out too. Whether it's the case or not in terms of with the other child, we're going to rule out that's why her behavior was made to be a spectacle and her tatas was out. No, you can't ignore the fact that the tatas out or this is out or that is out in every other picture, because that's what it's about. The moment Jayden Daniels gets with someone else that he wants to date, that's who's going to start being on his arm at all of these events. Somebody typed in the chat on what she said sports page that she's married to Jayden's father. I'm like, well, she didn't take his last name, and yes, I saw the ring. And where is his dad? And any self-respecting father would have pulled his wife aside and say, you doing too much. You can't be out here embarrassing our son like that. Whether they together or not, she should have got a text. No self-respecting husband would let their child be embarrassed by their wife that way. So whether they married or not, honestly, I don't really care. Her behavior was embarrassing to her own son. If you want to protect your son, send him a text. But who you protecting him from? Juju Watkins? Come on now. What have y'all heard about Juju Watkins? She no Instagram girl. And if you didn't know, then your behavior really wasn't warranted because he didn't need your protection. But this is what I found out. And it kind of makes a little more sense, not for her behavior, but for the way they were looking at each other, right? So let me go ahead and change the photo, and I'll go ahead and we'll talk about this, okay? So Juju has over 1.5 million followers on her own. I told y'all she has deal brands with everybody, makeup, this, that, and the other, right? Like, she's not just some random young lady. All right, so let's talk about this photo right here. And I did a poll to my members earlier, and I sent this to them, and I said, is this a normal mother-son photo? The pose. I can see from the tree in the background, money ain't the issue. I can peep that. And I said that yesterday. She might not need his money, but she clearly needs his happiness. Tell me in the chat if this is a typical pose for a mother and a son. My vote is no, it's not. It's giving boyfriend, girlfriend, prom, this, that, and the other. This is not, I've never seen a mother take a picture like this with her son. Have y'all? So one of the members, Kiel, family of What She Said Sports, he used the term, he said that's because she thinks Jayden is her son husband. That's a concept, like son slash husband. The same thing. It's just a dash in the middle because he's her son and she's acting like it's her husband. And this photo is given. This is the pose that wives have that they take when they pose with their husband. Or this is the pose when you go to the school dance and you in high school. Y'all might not even college. Somewhat. This is college. Maybe your first boyfriend in college, and y'all went to take some pictures somewhere, wherever they take pictures at these days. Might have stood outside and just put the camera on the tripod. This is that kind of loving pose of a relationship. This is not a mother-son pose. Let me see what the comments say. It's not. It's just not. So let's see. Okay. The comments are saying, what? Oh, I put the link to the poll on YouTube if y'all want to take it, or you could just go directly to take the poll. Hey, Darlene, it says, hello to everyone. It says, good evening, family, in the chat. Hey, Kiel, I was talking about your comment about this pose when we talked about it in the members comments earlier. Hey, Chad, how you doing? Hey, Uptown, Miss Mel, nice to have you back. Darlene, it's like, to me, a very overprotective mother and controlling and not realizing that was an embarrassing moment for them. So, Darlene, you don't think the mom knew that her behavior was embarrassing? Okay. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? You doing too much. Yes, that's absolutely the answer. That's absolutely the answer. You doing too much. It says Juju is that girl making her own money. She is definitely better than Clark. She should be hyped up. And she plays defense too. Right, Miss Mel. She's a complete player. Juju is a complete player. At some point, Jayden will have to confront his mother. Yeah, at the wedding, I'm sure. Oh, I'm telling you, she's wearing white. That's the kind of woman that wears white to her son's wedding to upstage the bride. I'm telling you, I know it's people out there that know what I'm talking about. It says, that's too much now. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. Watching that was very cringy and embarrassing. I felt bad for Jayden. Stop being controlling and overbearing. It says, no, it looks like it's too intimate for a mom's pose. Thank you. This is not a mother-son pose. It's just not. It's given husband-son, which is what Kiel talked about, right? So I looked up, when women have sons. I was actually typing it in, and before I typed it in, it popped right up. Let's see. Hold on one second. So yeah, it popped right on up, because I'm sure it's a lot of young ladies out here dating guys and their mother becomes a problem and they want the guy to do something about it. But what they don't understand is you're new to the situation. He's been dealing with this his entire life. His entire life. And there are mothers out there who believe, because I brought you into this world, I can control your thoughts. I can control what it is that you do, and that's just not right. That's not right. Just because you're his mom doesn't mean at 24 you need to run down the stairs in the arena where everybody can see you. I don't know if y'all noticed or not in the video, but the girl sitting behind them, she just bust out laughing. She's somehow affiliated with USC or this, that, and the other, because she had on a USC jacket. And they showed where Jayden, I'm sorry, what's her name? Juju was coming down the stairs to actually sit next to Jayden. So the mom caught wind of it and just thoroughly embarrassed herself. I don't know why you would act like that. let me see. So there's a there's something in the field of psychology. This is actually a thing. So let me pull it up and I'm going to read it. Okay. So I had to look this up, and I said it's called enmeshment. Okay. It says when mothers have unhealthy boundaries with their sons, mother son enmeshment, which is the husband thing, occurs when the relationship crosses the line from healthy boundaries into unhealthy closeness. You saw that photo? According to mother son enmeshment psychology, this is a type of psychology, the son learns from an early age that being independent is not okay, which influences their thoughts and their behaviors. You see how that works? This is really just like manipulation. You know, and I think under a post when he went to prom, it said the one man that stole my heart, and I was like, ain't no way she married saying that. I know she got a ring on, but ain't no way you posting on Instagram at your son's prom, under your son's prom photo or whatever, with you standing next to him, that he's the one man that stole your heart and you got a husband. That's why I think the ring just must be something to do, or there's a boyfriend somewhere, but it can't be a husband. Not acting like that. No, because any man would be like, you know what, you doing too much. You acting like you want to date your child. And I know she didn't heard this before. I know she's heard this before, because that was not the first time she has acted that way when it comes to him. I read a story that y'all know the young lady who used to date the dude that Taylor Swift date. What's his name? Travis Kelsey? Well, okay, the young lady he used to date. I don't know her name. She apparently had interest or crushed on Jayden Daniels. I was like, oh, I wonder how that went, because she posted something publicly to him, etc. And he's cute. I could see women liking him. And yeah, there are women out there that would chase him. And I heard in her interview, she was talking about how there's a woman out there with pictures of Jayden on her wall, and she's plotting to get him this, that, and the other. I was like, okay, that's cool, but it ain't Juju. Juju got her own life. And that might be one of the reasons he was smiling at her like that. And here's what I just learned earlier today. He's been to one of Juju's games. She had scored 38 points that night. I think it was a UCLA game back mid-February. So that explains the look that they gave each other. This was new to us. Now, put that in perspective, that he's already been to a game when they played UCLA. She put up 38 points. This was mid-February. We're in, what month is this? March? And that's just the game we know about. They've been talking. That explains. And even if they didn't exchange numbers after that game, he came back. He came back. I heard one of the announcers say, oh, we thought Juju left, but she stayed to talk to Jayden. Now, put all of that in perspective. They got a little mini history. The world is out here who sees it is like, oh my God, they're so cute. You know, me, I'm talking about please date. They look the way they were looking at each other. I was like, if this the first time they looked at each other like this is, they need to date. You could see it. But now that we have a little perspective, he's been to one of her games. Now, knowing that they have history, now what you think about the mom's behavior? This wasn't. So yeah, she knew who Juju was, to answer your question. So let me know what you think about her behavior now that you know that they already know each other and he already been to one of her games. Kayla Nicole. Yes, that is her name. That is her name. The players are going to shame him about his mom. I said they going to get, they all going to be wearing binky pacifiers around their neck. I said somebody going to buy him a diamond encrusted pacifier and put it in his locker. And when he get there at the first time camp, it's going to be hanging right there. That's what they're going to do, because that's how she's treating him. Like, and somebody in the comments said, this the kind of mom Travis need. I said, no. I said, we don't go from bad to worse. No, this is not the kind of mom he needs. There's a happy place in the middle. Tell me something. When was the last time after the Xavier Worthy incident. When did you see his mom? I'll wait. We should have saw his mom. That would have been justified for her to be somewhere, anywhere he was. You know what she did? She let her son handle his own affairs. And it came out today that he's suing the young lady that he was engaged to be married to for abuse, because she abused him, kind of like extortion, etc. I have to have a clip of it, and I shared it on Threads. That's what the conversations also happened. Now, if I was going to see somebody's mom, that would be the opportunity, because that young man had to spend the night in jail. So Xavier Worthy suing her makes a lot of sense. And this should happen, because it's not right to, because you got caught doing something you had no business, cheating, allegedly, that you would extort him, get him locked up with false domestic violence charges that are hard to shake. So yeah, he's now suing her, as he should. And we didn't see his mom not one time. You know why? Because she trusts that she raised her son to be a capable man to handle his affairs. I'm sure she was in the background. I mean, his lawyer might have been the first person he called. Maybe his mom was the first person, and the mom called the lawyer. But did you see her? Even at a moment when her son needed protection from somebody that he wanted to marry. And she might have not liked this girl. Did we know about it? No, because he's grown. And Xavier Worthy might be younger than Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels' mom is trying to mentally cripple and handicap him. So no, Travis don't need a mom like that. He might need a mom like Xavier Worthy's, who knows how to respect her son's boundaries, but is probably going to be there and be protective of him, but not try to embarrass him. She's not trying to manipulate him and control him. That would be Travis going out of the fire, out of the frying pan into the fire. No, that's not it at all. So that's another comment that was left. I'm like, no, absolutely not. No, these young men can think for themselves. If you so protective of him that you worried about girls, you didn't raise him to think for himself, to protect himself. What you gonna do when he go out on a date? You gonna want to ride in the SUV? When he decide that he wants to be with this woman or spend the night at her house, what you gonna do? I can't imagine what he told his mama when he decided to go to Juju's game. Oh, I'm gonna go hang out with the guys in, I don't know, XYZ. They have so much in common because they both from California. Imagine meeting a guy from California who also plays sports. Y'all both wealthy. He seemed nice. You seem nice. Y'all talking it up. Maybe y'all been in the same sports world, and here come his mama. After y'all realize y'all on TV, here come his mama. You're like, oh my God. The look on both of their faces makes sense. And I say Juju dodged the bullet, even though I would like to see those two clearly go out or date or move forward with their relationship. But his mama, she got to do better. And when you know better, you need to do better. And therapy is clearly needed here, because she has some kind of attachment issues that are just not healthy. She has very unhealthy boundaries. So for the people who said it was hilarious, it was not hilarious. Somebody said this is the trio we need. No, it's not. He wasn't cool with how she was acting, but guess what? It's not new. It's not new. And he probably done told her before, and she don't listen. But it's hard to argue with your mother. For some people, it's actually, kind of moves you to an emotional place, because this is somebody that has done so much for you, but you have to stand up for yourself. Jayden Daniels will never be able to have a healthy relationship with a grown woman unless the mom can control the woman that he dates. That she could pick for him. And I'm sorry, I don't think it get no better than Juju. I just don't. I mean, that's the ideal scenario, both in the sports world, both at the top of their games. Now, yeah, Juju's 19, he 24, but developmentally, I'm not sure. I'm gonna give him about 22. Just that whole mama situation. So they kind of about what? It's not like he 24 and he out here sowing his royal oats. Some say he never has because of her at all. And that would be shameful. That would just be shameful, because that means you are doing everything in your power to keep this man locked up somewhere. What you saving him for? You? If you got money, then what you doing this for? See, most times we see mama trying to control the son so they can get the coins. But if she got coins, what we doing? This picture ought to tell you. This not normal. She has unhealthy boundaries where her son is concerned. It wouldn't surprise me if she was ever married and that's what split the marriage up. Them arguing about her behavior. If she's single, it wouldn't surprise me because there was a man somewhere that has probably said to her, who are you dating, me or him? I'm pretty sure she done heard this from other people. This not the first time this has happened. And for those who now know that, yes, she knew who Juju was. Jayden has already been to Juju game. What does that tell you? That this was going to be another game. And then it's going to be another game. And then we might see Juju at Jayden's game. And Jayden going to have to talk to his mama. He can't be sneaking around behind her back showing up at Juju's game. Because what did the cameraman do? Put them right on blast. We would have not known about it if the cameraman wouldn't do what cameraman do. Remember when Kaiser was dating Jaylen Brown and they were in Las Vegas at Summer League talking and the camera zoomed in and read the lips of Jaylen Brown that he was actually saying that Bronny wasn't ready for the league, and then it caused this whole big dust up and LeBron was supposedly wasn't happy about it. That's what cameramen do. They look for who in the audience and they zoom in. I don't know how anybody else would have acted in that situation. You know why? Because there are people it would have never got. See, people know who they could play with. There's women out there, they know they can't play with their sons like that. They know that. There are women out there, they sons, you cut off. But they wouldn't even never got to that point. She knows because she raised him to be that way. She raised him to allow her to do whatever it is that she wants to do, where his life is concerned. There was a comment that said on What She Said Sports, that's why she became his manager. I said exactly. So she could insert herself on and off the court. NFL, not manager, but like the agent. The agent is really just responsible for their contracts. She didn't even do his first contract. She might get the next one, but she's not thinking that she's embarrassing him with her so-called protectiveness. If you embarrass him, you're not protecting him. You're protecting your own interests because you want to ride this ride as long as you can, and your son got to be single because the moment he get a girlfriend, you're not going to be the one on his arm unless you're going to be the third wheel, and she might. And if he get married, she's wearing white to upstage the bride. He just don't realize it yet. But he might be one of those guys behind the scenes. He just gonna stop telling her what he got going on, and he probably already moved that way. Last night, people were talking about how they were having a romantic connection. Come to find out, he was already at one of her games. And maybe she didn't know that for obvious reasons. This picture right here is disturbing. It is disturbing because it tells you that her mindset is, I'm protecting something else. It's cringy. This is not a mother-son pose. This is a I'm dating you pose. We've been together. It's our first year anniversary of dating. It's our third year wedding anniversary. That you can go right here on the internet and find engagement photos, and the woman got her hand on the man's chest. You can find couples, go hashtag couples, and look at couples posing. The girl got her hand on the man's chest. It goes for girlfriends, fiancés, and wives. This is an intimate pose. So yes, Jerry, you're correct. Like you just gotta sometimes sit down somewhere. And that's what's wrong with her. She can't sit down somewhere. You know, she got to be the center of attention. And I get it. I get it. You might be cute, but this don't make you cute. This makes you a menace. This doesn't make you cute at all. And it's not for the people who say, oh, I get it. She's protecting him. Embarrassing him is not a form of protection. She's protecting herself. And if she already got money, then what does she want? The attention she gets for being on his arm. She goes with him everywhere. Why can't his dad go sometime? His dad don't want to go hang out at the ESPYs. His dad don't want to be the one to go here and there. We don't see his dad at the games on the sideline with a coat with his face emblazoned on it. And I'm sure his dad is right there. Even if he can't be there in person, he probably watching the games. Do we hear anything about it? No. I don't know how many men are in the NFL, but a lot of their mothers go. Do y'all know who all of them are? No, the only ones you know is the ones that yap, or the ones that keep up a ruckus or make a spectacle of themselves. That's the only way you know who these guys associated with, is when a spectacle happened. Did we know that Xavier Worthy was engaged? No. Did we know who he was engaged to? No. Why did we know? Because of what happened. The headline: Xavier Worthy gets arrested for domestic violence. And that's not even what happened. So hopefully the apology, and now that it says Xavier Worthy suing ex-fiance, hopefully that makes traction and they start making videos about that. And you still didn't see his mom. And I'm sure she felt some type of way. Mother is, she's what? Handcuffing him. The young man needs normal relationship with people his age, right? Like, you know what? You don't have to go. The fact that I see you every time I see him, that's no. He needs his own friends. They said he's girlfriend-less because of her at 24. And the moment we see him trying to talk to somebody who clearly likes him and he clearly likes her back, I'm sure it feels nice to have that type of, exchange with somebody. Oh, she's interested in me. We don't know what he thinks of himself personally. You got to work on a person to make them, to allow you to act that way. You got to work on a person, because anybody else will be like, y'all remember that little kid, James? He was on Instagram, on YouTube, and he was like 5, and he and his mom and was at a restaurant, and they were sitting across the table eating seafood, and he said he had a girlfriend, and she asked him, "You have a what?" Now he's 5 or 6, and he had the little tooth missing. He said, "I have a girlfriend," and she said, "What do you mean that you have a girlfriend? You too young for a girlfriend." He said, "No, mama." Her name is Bianca. I think that's what I recall. "No, this is serious stuff, mom. This is my girlfriend." This is a 5-year-old putting his mama in check, telling her, "No, I have a girlfriend. Just because you haven't met her doesn't mean I don't have a girlfriend." At 5. So imagine being 24 and your mom doing this to you. It's some things was said in that house. Oh, you don't need to talk to that girl. These little girls, this, that, and the other. But she probably was that person. It's a girl out there with Jayden Daniels on her wall. No, it's not. And honestly, even the ones like Juju probably are deterred. And that's not right. Because if you look at how they looked at each other, they like each other. And for her to be blocking Juju, come on. What would you choose? She wouldn't. If it were up to her, he would be 40 living in her basement, just like that movie. That's sad. And to be out here wanting to be the one to get all of the attention, like, then I tell you what, how about you launch you a YouTube page and make yourself one of them Insta models and go get your own attention? You basically trying to suck up your own son's spotlight. Who does that? We know that there are little girlfriends that do it, right? But the mom? Yeah, it's true. Some moms, they hop on Instagram and they let teams know that they not happy with their son not getting a contract. I just feel like this is too much. This picture says a lot. So does this one. All right. So this is how I first came to know who this woman was. All right. That I knew she was his agent. Why do I think that? Because you can Google Jayden Daniels' mom sideline media commanders, and this picture gonna come up. So men were talking about this photo. Women too. People were saying how, she's supposed to be talking to Washington Commanders brass. It's game day. If you trying to be somebody's agent, is this the way you should be dressed at a game? No. And yes, she is a certified NFL agent, but I wonder if she really has any other clients. And do y'all think because there were people that say, well, she's his agent, she's supposed to do this. This is what agents do. Do you really think if she had an agent that came in the NFL with her son, and she was at a game somewhere, a sporting event, and they were on camera, him next to maybe Kayla Nicole. Do you really think she would run down there? Be like, I'm his agent. Let me sit in the middle. I don't want you talking to him. I got to protect him because I don't want girls taking advantage of him. No, that's not what she would do. That would be highly unprofessional. So it's not okay because it's his mom. It's not hilarious. It's not cute. It's sad. And Jada gonna have to stand up for herself and start going out without her. You don't need her to go out with. But see, the problem is she might have made him think that she does. She might have made him think that that's okay. Y'all got to start looking at people around y'all. I'm not saying emulate everybody around you, but I don't even know what Jalen Hurts' mom looks like. Lamar Jackson's mom is his manager, and I don't even know what she looks like. I don't know what CJ Stroud mama look like. I know what his fiance looked like because he posted he got engaged. She cute, but I don't know what his mom looks like. That is so overstepping for a mother. And then you're going to go down here on the sideline dressed like you trying to catch because you want to have a business meeting because you want to be his agent. Then how about you represent yourself, carry yourself in a professional manner? Or we're going to leave that part out because you're doing too much. You're trying to act like, oh, I'm his agent, but then you dress like you trying to get looks. Which one is it? Which one is it? It's like you want his shine so you can get yourself on. But, and you got to block him from moving on with somebody else because you're going to lose that spotlight. That's the only thing she's protecting, her spot on the red carpet. And I mean that for every time you see her going somewhere with him, living the life. She actually posted she living her best life. In 2019, I don't even know when he got drafted, 2023, maybe it was 2022. I was like, yeah, you are. But that's not something another woman would be envious of because you're a mother. That's not something I would even be out here celebrating. Most moms want their sons to be happy. And Lord, there's a mom out there that's probably like, damn, I wanted my daughter to meet, I want my son to meet Juju. Believe me, it's somebody out there going, damn, I would rather my son talk to Juju than these girls out here on the internet. And you do that to Juju. That's how you know you're not protecting him from nothing. You embarrassing him and you blocking all women, regardless of how high net worth, not that that's the only thing that matters, and high character. She got them both. This girl is on everything. And this is how you treat her. And then you embarrass him. Like, get on out of here with that. Just get out of here with that. It's like every time you turn around, she got to make herself the center of attention. And we don't even see Jayden like that. He seemed like he's quiet. But she got to make herself the center of attention. And it's just sickening that she would embarrass him that way and then try to say, oh, I'm doing my job. Your job was over when he moved out the house and went to college. The rest is a bonus. And surely when he got drafted by the NFL, the rest is a bonus. And she should be grateful for every opportunity that he takes her somewhere. But this is the first time I know I've seen him talking to somebody else. You don't even see him that much. And he wasn't trying to be the center of attention. He was just having a conversation with Juju, and the cameramans do what cameramans do. And she saw it. If she didn't see it, she would have never known. Just like she probably didn't even know whose game he went to. She know now. I hope we see them again. I'm going to be somewhere cheering and trying to do somersaults and backflips because the way that they look at each other, man, they deserve to try it. They deserve to at least go out, have a coffee, some ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wrong for her to block that kind of chemistry. It's wrong for her to do it anyway. But when you see chemistry like that, oh, no. What she think? She going to keep him locked up till he win a Super Bowl? What if he never win a Super Bowl? She going to want him to be 40 in her basement because she gets to do whatever she wants to do where he's concerned. And I'm not saying her being his agent with a contract is concerned is a bad thing. But after this, y'all remember the TV show The Game, right? I think Tasha Mack was the mom. I remember an episode where Malik was talking to other agents behind his mom back and her feelings got hurt. And He told her, Mom, I gotta move on to somebody else that takes me seriously. He wanted to do music, and another agent was basically saying, yeah, we could see what we could do, even though he was lying. But the point is, he wanted to be with somebody who would take him seriously and the job seriously and not just be their mom. She's like, you know, you can't rap this, that, and the other. He's like, that's what I'm talking about. I at least want to try it. You keep telling me I can't do it. So I'm going to go ahead and hire this guy and we're going to see where it goes. Now, I don't remember how it ended, but it's kind of the same thing. You know, I don't know how he felt after that. You know, you could see the look on his face was like, what? You know, like, you know. So, you know, it's just one of those things where I just feel like she doing too much. And that's why I started with that. She doing too much. That's not what moms do. That's not what agents do. That's not what loving moms do. I mean, I have never seen anybody's mom. As much as I watch sports, I have never seen anybody's mom act like that. Most of these women understand that they're the mom. Kevin Durant's mom, right? This woman, I've seen her courtside, you know, several places. She never inserts herself. She never inserts herself in his life. We don't know what is going on in his life, but we don't see his mom acting like that. Even when people are attacking him, she doesn't act like that. The most I see of Kevin Durant's mom is that one of the other players that he played with, maybe it was Russell Westbrook, they knew each other, or it was somebody. And that's it. And they just laughing and talking. She talking with the other moms. This one ain't even with the other moms. And if she was up there with another mom, I'm not, and she said, oh, look at them up there, I'll be right back. A mom like me would have been like, hey, just let them be. Just send him a text. Don't embarrass him. But a person like her wouldn't listen anyway. When you post on your page, life is too short for me to give F's, you ain't gonna listen to nobody. So I hope Jayden's father intervenes and tells him, look, you're gonna have to go on with your life and make some decisions for yourself. You don't owe your mom anything. You have done more than enough, and go on and do what you want to do. Live your life out loud. You shouldn't have to sneak around behind her to go to Juju game. If you want to be with Juju, it makes sense. Go for it. And don't tell her your business. She is protecting the coins. Yeah. She didn't have to sit between them. No, she didn't even have to come down there. If she truly was his agent and was concerned about, oh, I see you talking to somebody. First of all, if you breathe it down my neck like that, I'm gonna need you to go. Because I just needed you to sign my contracts. And I don't mind you running around here getting to know people. Because when I want my 5-year extension, you need to know who's who. But I don't need you in my personal life. Unhealthy boundaries. It said Jaylen is a mama's boy and she is trying to hold him back as long as she can. Yeah, she want him to live in the basement. I don't know if they live together or not. But if they do, I wouldn't be shocked. But he need to move out. He need to move out and get his own house. Mom needs to be a matchmaker and not his wife. Juju has all of the potential to be a power wife. That's why this happened like it did. He already been to Juju game. So there definitely was no need for her to do that, right? They already know each other. So either she don't know that for obvious reasons and he don't tell her everything because why? Okay. We only know about this because of cameraman. But it showed us that she's willing to embarrass him to protect him from who? He need protection from her. That's who he need protection from. He need to call his father. His father need to start coming out. If he need a chaperone, which I don't think he does, but if he's that kind of guy that I need somebody around me because I'm always used to people, but take your sister. He got a sister. Call your dad. Go hang out with your teammates. And for him, it's just automatic. It's robotic. It's been that way. And somebody said he's going to have to confront her. Yes. This right here, honestly, all of the backlash on social media should be enough for her to be embarrassed and go, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? Go ahead and do your thing. I trust you. You've been a good kid. You never got in trouble. then I mean, if he's been a good young man, he's never gotten in trouble. He made it to the league. He's 24. He almost accomplished his goal. He's gonna try to run it back. Like, you don't trust that you raised him to be this guy. You don't trust that you raised him to be that his father raised him to be that guy. So you don't trust the person that you raised, and you don't trust your parenting skills, because this ain't about none of that. This is about her running down there and being the center of attention, and you know it because her tatas is out. Why your tatas always out? And I'm his agent. Okay, most agents don't have their tatas out. Stop embarrassing him. Just move on. Go get your own life. It's time. Go find you some friends. Y'all go on a little girls trip or whatever. Leave him be. And if him and Juju date, mind your business. Mind your business, because that's what I want to see. I want to see Juju and Jayden Daniels on a date, and I want her to be far away. Go learn how to play canasta or something. Kiel said maybe someone can pass on this number to Miss Jackson. 1-800 is what? 1-800 husband family. Maybe someone can pass on this number to Miss Jackson. 1-800 husband. And yeah, go find you one. She don't want him to pay $50,000 a month for child support. Well, he's 24. Okay. Then she got to understand, and everybody does, when your children do something, at your grown children, we're talking about adults. Let's be clear. They're always your children. If she don't want him to pay $50,000 at a child support, I know she texts him every day. She probably call him every day. Just send him a text of a pack of condoms. Or I tell you what, go buy him some and leave him at his house. And if he chooses not to use them, there's nothing you can do. There gets to a point when your children are grown, there's nothing you can do. They have to make the decision themselves to use protection or not. What she thinks she gonna be there when it happened? And if it's true he's never been down this road, it very well could happen the very first time. But that's on her for handicapping him, for crippling him. So she don't want a 24-year-old to pay $50,000. So keeping him away from every woman is going to keep that from happening? No, he just not going to tell you about it. Just like you clearly didn't know that he already was at one of Juju's game when she scored 38 points, but the internet knows. But did she know at the time? Probably not. Young men who have overbearing mothers know how to get around without them knowing things. This is not a new occurrence for him. He looked like he know how to handle himself and try to keep peace at the house. Hopefully he got his own place. Like you can't stop a young man who's 24 from seeing a woman because she don't want him paying $50,000 in child support. She could go buy a condom corporation and have them delivered to his house every day, and he still could not use the protection if that's not what he want to do. He's old enough. If he make a mistake, he will recover. And that's not what she's doing, because her tatas wouldn't be out. I keep telling y'all that. This is about positioning herself as the center of attention, and she knows full well that if a woman like Juju come into the picture, that's going to stop for her. Like, she's not protecting him by embarrassing him. He's going to have a child whether he wants to or not. And if it's an accident, he's old enough to be responsible. That's what she needs to think about. Look, and that's what most mothers do. I raised you. You're a great young man. You never been in trouble. You know, I trust you. So she don't trust him. Well, if you don't trust me, then you don't need to be around me. If you don't trust me, I can't have you handling my affairs. The only reason she's planting that seed is so he's not confident in himself. That's manipulation. That's her trying to make him think that he needs her. We talked about that with somebody else yesterday. People getting inside of people's heads and trying to make them think, oh, I got to be with you everywhere I go because I got to make sure you're okay. It's the same thing. It's just in Travis's situation, it's his fiance. In Jayden's situation, it's his mother. It's the same behavior. They track these guys everywhere they go and make these young men think that they can't think without them. that they can't maneuver without them, that they not confident, that I have to be a center focus in your life. No, you don't. I don't need you to think for me. Juju will produce super kids. 50,000 a month is coming. Juju, first of all, looked like she was raised by some good people. Okay, she don't strike me as the young lady that's trying to go somewhere and have Jayden's child. That's not what I got from the way they looked at each other. I got mutual affection, and if he has been to one of her games, when she walked down those stairs, when people thought she left, she was going to talk to somebody that has been to her game before. They crushing on each other. That's obvious from the photo. They are crushing on each other. The mama just gonna have to get over it. The problem is she don't have her own life, and she has another child. If she's so protected, why I don't see that kid? Why I don't see that young lady? And if something is developmentally wrong with her, I'm not trying to be rude or nothing like that. My point is, why are you only protective of this one child? Is it the money? Because if he wants to be with a woman and he does not want to protect himself, then that's on him. And you can't put training wheels on him forever. He probably had a woman somewhere and she didn't even know. Like, all people are talking about is how she was when he was at LSU, how she was right here in this photo on the field, making a spectacle of herself, trying to be his agent, but she dressed like she finna go to the club afterwards, or she came there after the club, not carrying herself in a professional manner, embarrassing her own child, the very person that she wants, her adult child, the person that she claimed she wants to protect him from girls. She means women. She don't want him with no women. That's what it is. And that's sad because he's a grown man. This is the only reason she don't want him with women. This is it. She just don't want him to be in this scenario with anybody else. This is not normal. This is not a normal mother-son pose. Her behavior yesterday was not normal, healthy boundaries. She's toxic. Let's talk about what the poll said that I put up on YouTube. Okay. It says, I read again. It says, how would you describe Jada Daniels' mom's behavior after she disrupted Jayden from laughing and talking with Juju Watkins? I tell you, let's see. Let me hit refresh one more time. All right. It says 56% of the people, 50% of the people say she is controlling. That's number one. Number two, 33%, toxic. Yeah. Number three, 17% said protective. And nobody said she was being a typical mom. So we got controlling, toxic, and 17% say she's protective. So there are people out there who think it's okay for a mother to act this way if they have a son. And I guess their son got something. Here's the thing. Every woman's son who has a career of any sort, doctor, lawyer, the post office, it's a woman out there who gonna try. They could be in the military. Everybody knows when these military bases, these women try to get their men. You think these women can lock their sons up inside a house so a woman don't get them? No, you have to teach them to the best of your abilities. And that still don't mean they ain't gonna fall for it. But you got to do what you got to do. But not at 24. That's what you do at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, dating, 16, 17, 18, hell, 19, first year in college. By junior year in college, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. Junior year in college, you got to let it go. And hope and pray that you don't get that call. I knocked up some girl. But guess what? If it happens, it happens. Because he's grown and he made his grown man choices. Now go live your life. Because if you hold on to something too tight, you're going to lose it. And it's going to hurt. So might as well just stop. Just stop right here. When you know better, you do better. And her reaction after this will tell you everything. She should be embarrassed because that's not how mothers behave. And you know that's not how mothers behave because how many men are in the NFL that have mothers and you don't see them acting like this? This is the first time at any sporting event I've seen anybody's mother act like this. This was an embarrassment to him. It was disrespectful to Juju. What does that mean? That I'm gonna come sit down between you and my son? Oh, you're not good enough for my son, lady. If Juju Watkins not good enough for Jayden Daniels, nobody is. This is what you want. But the only woman she gonna be okay with is the woman that she could tell what to do, and she gonna run off every woman out there. So hopefully, Jayden father tries to talk to Jayden and like, look, you got to set you some healthy boundaries. And that's what we talked about with Travis. The lack of healthy boundaries is a lack of self-respect. You have to have boundaries. You can't let your mama act like this. You can't let your mama make a spectacle out of herself and embarrass you because when you get to that locker room and somebody done paid 20 G's for a gold diamond encrusted baby pacifier, it's because they trying to tell you something. We say the same thing about Travis. You can't let some woman out here can continually disrespect you because if she continually disrespect you before y'all get married, what the hell you think gonna happen when y'all get married? Oh, it's going down. The disrespect don't stop if you keep allowing it. Actions and consequences are the only things that actually you gotta put healthy boundaries up. One, you need boundaries of any kind, but they need to be healthy. You ain't got to cut your mama off, but you're not going to be out here embarrassing me like this. If you want to be my agent, you're going to have to show me you could be professional. Or I'm going to just go out here and give the 4% to somebody else when I sign my 4-year extension. Somebody I know won't embarrass me. You decide. You going to respect me or you not. People know who they could play with. I told you, being quiet all the time don't help. You don't have to act like a savage, but at the same time, when somebody play you and try you, whether it's your mama or whether it's your so-called fiance, you got to put them in check. If we're going to be together, you're going to respect me. You're going to get the hell on. Never be afraid to walk away from somebody disrespecting you. It's going to only continue. So hopefully she learned after this. But I know this ain't the first time she done heard it. So. And get a new agent, Jayden. Yeah, he need, you know what? I typically say I think it makes sense, to kind of keep this in the family ecosystem, especially if you have somebody who's knowledgeable, who's business oriented, professional, understands contracts, maybe went to law school or did whatever. It's like she became an agent so she could just insert herself anywhere on the sideline. It's like she's using it for the attention. Being his agent, she didn't do his first contract. He just got to the league. It's going to be at least 2-3 more years before his 5 year is up. Until then, she just going, oh, I'm his agent. I'm going to be on the side. You know how people do. I'm with him. So you're just going to go benefit from everything, which would be cool if she respected him. She clearly don't respect him because she chose to embarrass him. She's like, I want to protect you. First, you got to respect him, lady. How about you show your grown son some respect and set and respect boundaries, whether he implemented them or not. Show him some respect and the boundaries will happen. Good evening, fam. This is such an unhealthy relationship as a mother. Yeah, it's unhealthy. His mom sees that extension in 5 years. Yep. So what is she doing? She ain't gonna want him to be married before 5 years. That's why she sat down there in front of Juju. I told y'all, she knew who Juju was. Who don't? And if I didn't know, why would I go down there proclaiming he needs to be protected from somebody I don't know? Because he's not protecting Jayden from any woman in particular. She don't want this young man to get married. There are mothers out there that would rather their sons live in the basement, live with them for the rest of their life and become nothing. Maybe just work a simple 9 to 5 so they can have all of the control and the security that their mindset needs. It's not about Jayden. She will be at the wedding. The way she behaved at that game, she is already set up to when he get married to go get a white sparkly dress and be the mother of the bride out here competing with the bride. The mother of the groom out here competing with the bride. Oh, I know some people out there that know this story. But that's who she is. She gotta outshine everybody. When you see her, with the coat on, with his face, it's other mothers right there at the Washington game. They not dressed like that. But she just gotta be seen. She had to be seen so much that she embarrassed her own son. If any agent he paid would have actually treated him that way, they would have been fired on the spot. Because that's not what agents do. They negotiate contracts. That's it. And when you say manager, okay, does he have any endorsements? Because I know Juju got some. I know she got some. I don't even know. And I don't even know how this looks to people who maybe were contemplating, hey, I want to go ahead on and get Jayden Daniels to endorse our product. Well, I don't want to have to deal with his mama. Look at what they saying about Shador, and Coach Prime ain't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. This is who they need to be talking about. This the person. Jayden Daniels' mama is the one they need to be worried about. Causing problems in the spectacle and embarrassing the client and devaluing his ability for endorsements because she out here handicapping and crippling him and inserting herself in conversations that don't have nothing to do with her. It's an embarrassing look. It's like he can't think for himself. And that may be the furthest thing from the truth, but that's what she's given us. She would never do that to a client if she had any other than her son. She should have been happy with the fact that he wanted her or allowed her to be his agent. See, sometimes when you give people an inch, they take a mile. Oh, I got to protect you from girls. You mean women? He needs to be protected from you. She doesn't trust those women around her son. She don't trust nobody around her son because if he likes somebody, if this didn't happen to Juju, I would not care about this. We are talking about Juju Watkins here. Let's be clear. She didn't just do this to some random. Juju is not random by any means. This happened so you could see that nobody is good enough for her son because it don't get no better than Juju Watkins. And I'm talking about the whole package. Just like she's a complete player on the field, she's a complete woman off. Her looks aside, she's a baller. She's going places. She has a bright future. She endorses everything that's out there. For the most part, that's major, even Chipotle. And that's probably one of the smallest endorsements she has. Re-signed a historic expansion with Nike. I mean, honestly, most women, I'm telling you, there is some guys out there, their mom is done told her friends after looking at this, hell, I wish my son would date somebody like Juju. Instead of these little fast tail girls on the internet, he be running after. Tell me it ain't true. That's what I meant. This is a perfect scenario. And you saw how she responded when it don't get no better than this. This woman has a career. She ain't trying to get knocked up. She ain't trying to trap him. And even if you thought that, you mean to tell me you couldn't wait till after the game was over with and say, okay, now look, if y'all gonna go out on a date, I need you to protect yourself. That you couldn't do that because you had to make a spectacle and embarrass him, which meant it's not about Jayden. Jerry said Jayden doesn't need protection from the young ladies. No, he needs protection from her. He is a grown man. Yeah, he grown. I mean, how you out here telling your grown son he can't date? I get it. It's a suggestion because it's your rookie year and you trying to get to the Super Bowl. Okay, it was close. It was a good effort. But we need to go and move on now. And what is he doing? In February, he's at Juju's game against UCLA. And then what month is this? March, and he's back? Come on now. The way they was looking at each other, I was like, man, they really looking at each other like they just like serious in this, you know? So yeah, he's a grown man. Hello, what she said in chat. Did I miss something? I'm late. Oh Lord, somebody gonna have to fill you in, Queen T. Yes, you did. Just look at the picture on the screen. That's Jayden Daniels and his mom. That should sum it up. That's not his girlfriend, his prom date, his cougar. That's not. That's not. It said no woman wants a mama's boy. Right. That's what I'm saying. Her behavior is probably and truthfully intimidating the scandalous. I get that. But that's not who Juju is. And her behavior was disrespectful to Juju to even act like I gotta protect my son from you. Excuse me? And if I'm Juju mom, I'm like, you know what? You might wanna. I know he been a couple of your games and you like him, but I'm not gonna tell you what to do because you're grown. You're over 18, you're in college, you got your own career, but you need to understand when you dating a mama's boy, it can get kind of tough. And if this is what you want to do and you want to pursue it, understand you might need somebody to talk to when things get a little rough, when he just let his mom act in any kind of way or embarrass you. See, these situations normally hit a pivot when the mom who has been holding it in, trying like her. This is not his first time at her game. This is how she acts at his game. Thankfully, it was on TV. Hopefully, that puts an end to it. And then if him and Juju get together, we see them somewhere getting Ben and Jerry's ice cream somewhere. She gonna be somewhere seething because the more time they spend together, the more serious this could become. And then eventually, it's just gonna powder keg. The movie Think Like a Man, there was a character who was opposite. I think Terrence J was opposite Regina Hall, and he was a mama's boy. Y'all saw how his mom acted. When did his mom back off and stop meddling in his relationships? When she found a man. Remember, the deacon was at the house and he didn't know nothing about it. And she was like, no, I didn't want you to come over. As long as these mothers don't have, and not all of them, as long as somebody mother acts like that, it's because they don't have a man in their life. They're trying to make the son play the role. That's what Kiel was talking about when he said son, husband. That's why this picture looks like an intimate pose. And he was pretty young, looks like on that photo. Because his hair is different, even though it don't take long to twist up hair. And I like his twists. They look mature. I was happy to see him with his twist. I felt like that was his personality coming forward. He's with Nike too. Oh, they really have a lot to talk about then. And it makes even more sense when you find out it's not that they're both are from California. They both are endorsed by Nike. You see what I'm saying? And then she coming down here acting like that. If I'm Nike, I'm gonna do Nike like Adidas apparently did Travis. You know what? I'm gonna need you to go by yourself. Okay, I'm gonna need you to go by yourself. I can't risk this. Now that's even more embarrassing when you know that they both with Nike. They could have been talking about Nike. You see what I'm saying? That shows you her behavior was so unwarranted. She came running down there and don't even know what they was talking about, and they both with Nike. You think Nike cool with that? Nope. Nike probably was like, oh, I'm happy to see Jayden and Juju talking. I could maybe get a joint ad together. Maybe they already been in the ad together. The point is, if she didn't know who Juju was, her behavior was definitely disrespectful. If she knew who Juju was, her behavior was hella embarrassing. And if she knew who Juju was and that they both are represented by Nike, she doing way too much. She trying to protect her own interests. She don't even give a damn about embarrassing Nike. They could have been paid to sit there. Just like Travis was sent to the game to sit on the court side at the Mavs game. These sponsors do that. Now you see how bad this is? This was never hilarious. It's not the trio we need. Jayden, hopefully he got his own place. He need to go his own way. Go start bringing your dad if you need somebody to come with you. But I have a feeling that that's just what she wanted to do. Oh, I'm going to go with you. You don't need her to go with you. Independence is key when you're grown. Queen T said, I heard someone talking about his mother as a distraction. Said it was saying he was looking at her as a good-looking woman. Huh? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Sweet Caroline said, LOL, it's giving Mommy Dearest. Oh, my God. Wait a minute. Is that the one with the wire hangers? Is that what Mommy Dearest was? I just remember the scene with the wire hangers. That's all I remember. Thank you for that, Caroline. I have to go back and look now. It said this young man is going to have to stand his ground with his mom. Thank you, Sonia. That is absolutely correct. That is absolute. That's what he's going to have to do. And he probably don't want to do it, but he's going to have to do it. Okay, I think there are, how many of us in here? Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all typically do. Be consistent. Keep hitting the like button for me. I appreciate it. I think we might have made it to 30. I don't know. But I'm just happy that y'all are here. I've been waiting on this podcast all day. So I feel like it's warranted. You never know. There's somebody, this might be happening to Jayden Daniels, but there's somebody out there that they went through this or they're going through this and they trying to figure out, I tell you, when people start Googling symptoms of how people's behavior, they already going through it. And they just kind of want to understand if this is what the person going through. And then they want to know, oh, okay, that's what's going on. My mom has unhealthy boundaries. How do I deal with it? How do I deal with it? Understand that a lack of boundaries or a lack of healthy boundaries is a sign of a lack of self-worth. If you allow people to kindly just treat you any kind of way, be a mother or fiance, girlfriend, or whatever, you don't respect yourself. So the first thing you do is have some self-respect and establish some boundaries. Mom, you can't just be popping up at my house. Mom, when I'm out in public, I'm going to need you not to be running down, sitting between me and a young lady. In fact, how about I'm going out in public by myself? I don't need you to come with me. If you want to know how it went, I'll text you later. Don't be texting me at 2 or 3 in the morning. Set boundaries. Sometimes you have to do it with parents. Yes, sometimes you have to do it with parents. In this case, it's a parent. But that's the first thing, is have some self-respect and establish healthy boundaries. And if the person crossed the boundary, you put them back on the other side with some consequences. And if they don't learn, then they got to go. They got to go. If you got a mother that makes a big deal out of Mother's Day, but she disrespect you and embarrass you the way Jayden Daniels did, Mother's Day will come and go. It will come and go with nothing. Because honestly, let's be real. At 24, other than thank you, Mom, I appreciate you, I love you, if she's respectful to you and she respects you as a man, when your own mama don't respect you as a man, how is a woman going to respect you as a man? That's a problem. You got to fix this because we all saw it. So the ball is in your court, Jayden Daniels. You need people to know that you don't allow anybody to disrespect you, and certainly not the person that's getting 4% of your next contract. I don't care what title they have. People are going to be looking at you with not good opinions, thinking that you are mama's boy. And if that's not who you want to be, you're going to have to stand up for yourself. It's not cool to meet a woman and you vibing with her, she vibing with you, and your mama come sit in between y'all. That's telling the woman that you allow your mama to disrespect you. How is she supposed to respect you? How can she continue to gaze into your eyes lovingly if she know you can't stand up for yourself and respect yourself? The ball is in your court, Jayden Daniels. Self-respect is paramount. Somebody said, okay. So, Mommy Dearest, I'm going to have to go back and look because that's been a minute. Like, that movie is old. All I remember is something about wire hangers, and I don't know what it was about. But that's where that famous line came from, no more wire hangers. At least I think it was. So, but okay, y'all, I guess we're going to get ready to get out of here. Hopefully, something good comes of this in terms of Jayden Daniels' self-respect. It can be a narcissistic parent. I wouldn't doubt it. It's definitely unhealthy boundaries. This picture, and that's how I'm telling you, if this picture wasn't taken this past Christmas, because I see a Christmas tree, this is not a new situation. It's just an embarrassing one because everybody saw it. That's the same thing we said about Travis. What we saw on the field wasn't that disrespect that we had been seeing from the first time we noticed it at OSU all the way to the Heisman, and afterwards saying that he's a cheater and all this. It was not a new occurrence. This has been happening behind the scenes. In Jada's case, it's right here on camera. In Travis' case, everybody went back and started looking at the videos and say, man, she been disrespecting you. When y'all see behavior like this and it happens publicly, this been happening. This been going on. I said it was Xavier Worthy. If he actually hired a private detective, because he already suspected something. If he put a camera in his house, he already suspected something. And then he found the truth. What he didn't probably expect was to spend a night in jail. That had to be uncomfortable. That had to be traumatic. I don't even know how long he was there. They say if you get locked up on the weekend, you stay there till Monday till the judge come. I hope that wasn't the case, but I know he was there at least one night from what I heard, or from what I read. So we're gonna get out of here. This was excellent. Hopefully it helped somebody. Um, you know, if you end up in a situation with a man that people refer to as a mama's boy, or you see a man being disrespected by his mother and he over the age of 18 and it keeps happening, you can try. You can try, but he grew up like this, so it's not gonna be a instant off for him. It's gonna be something, a trigger to make him kind of like wake up and go, okay, your behavior, even though I've been like this with you my whole life, your behavior is disrespectful. All right. So I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all so much for watching What She Said. I will be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, that's what she said. Thank you. Thank y'all so much.